Hey everyone, this is Phoenix, and I'm doing another video here just to step you through the process of installing the configuration files to set up the Phinix add-on-powered UI, which is basically just a collection of various different add-ons configured in a specific way to get a specific layout as a way to customize the UI. So basically, what you want to do to start is pick up the minion add-on manager, which if you've played other games and you've used Curse, it's kind of like that, except this is the one that is sort of the unofficial, official add-on manager for ESO. So you want to pick that up. It's on here's the address here, is minion.mmoi.com. This is actually linked off the main add-on page, which is esoui.com. And if you click on their banner at the top, you can link straight to here. But this is the page where you can download it. Just download it and install it. And that's really quick and easy. It will manage other games if you tell it to, but I just use it for ESO. And then after you've got that installed, you want to pick up this program. So here's the address here, and these will be in the description as well. This is basically just like a lightweight. It's like a programmer's notepad. Basically, it's like Notepad, but as you can see here, it recognizes if you use different programming language tags, so it highlights them and gives you colors and options to collapse stuff. And we don't really need anything of that functionality for this. Is the only reason we're getting this is because it lets us edit multiple files at once. Um, so what you want to do with this, just download it and install it. This is a known piece of software. There's no spyware. You can check it out on CNET or other major pages. This is a legit piece of software. It doesn't put anything on your computer that starts when your computer starts. You can uninstall it when you're done if you want, but it's kind of cool for some of the features that it has for text editing. So you might just decide to keep it, but go ahead and get this and install it so that we can go through the installation of the UI. So once you've got those, the next thing you want to do is go ahead and open up the Minion add-on manager, and you're going to want to download each of the add-ons that I have listed in the description and on the forum post. So you can download them manually, but it's kind of a pain. What you just want to do it through here, and that will allow you to have them listed here and have them auto update when there's an update available. You'll have an update button just to hit update. What you're going to do to install them is go to the Find More tab and just type the name in here. For example, as you're typing it, it'll actually populate this list here. So I wanted to reinstall my chat manager, so I'm going to go ahead and type in the name and just hit install. That's it. It's installed. So now you see it over here in the list. So that's pretty much it there. Just go through on the Find More tab and install all the add-ons that are in the list there. And then once you're done with that, you can go ahead and close this. So after that, you want to download obviously the UI package and extract it somewhere. So for this, I've just extracted it to the desktop here. When you open up the Phinix Addon-Powered UI, this is what you're going to see. It's a bunch of config files. So what you are going to have to do is edit these with your account name, and that's why we have Notepad++. First thing you're probably going to have to do is associate these .lua files with Notepad++. So after you've installed it, the Notepad, right-click on one of these and go Open With, and then find, if you don't see it right off the bat, find in the list here Notepad++, select it, and if you don't see it in the list at all, you can actually hit Browse and go to your I actually think it's in the C program files. If you have a 64-bit operating system, it's going to be in x86 program files. And then scroll down to Notepad++, select Notepad++, and open, and make sure it's highlighted. Click the always use the selected program to open this kind of file, and then hit OK. And that's just going to associate .lua files with this program. Once you've done that, go ahead and click all of these. You can hit Control A or just select them all, but Control A is easier. So select all the files, right click on any one of them, and you should now have the Edit with Notepad++ option. So as you'll see here, there's two things we have to change. One is character name, which obviously has got to be your character name. And then some of them have, some add-ons have only character options, some add-ons have only account-wide options, and some have account-wide options and character options. For the sake of this, though, the Thief's knapsack, I guess, would be a good one, that has both. So go ahead and you can use these buttons right here, left and right, to go through all the files until you find this one. Because basically we want to find one of them that, it doesn't matter if it's this one, just find one of them that has the @account name and the character name, those two in caps. So what you want to do is select the account name part without the @ symbol and hit this button right here. It looks like a little B and a little A. It's next to the binoculars. Go ahead and click on that. And what we're going to do here is you're going to leave where it says find what as account name, but you're going into for where it says replace with, you want to type in your ESO account name without the @ symbol. So for me, that would be my account name. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in there. And then what you do is you hit replace all in all opened documents. This is why we got Notepad++. When you hit that, you'll see at the bottom here, replaced in open files, 33 occurrences replaced. Basically, it changed it in every single file you've got open here. And then hit close, and you'll see it's got it changed there. Okay, so the next thing is your character name. Now, one of the add-ons that I have in the list to download is JoviX Add-on Setting Transfer, and that lets you take the add-on settings of one character and copy it to all your other characters. So that's what you'll do to get these settings on your other characters once you have set it up for your main character. But for the sake of just getting it installed, you want to actually set up the name of your main character that you want to copy it from. So that's what we're going to change here. So highlight character name, hit that that replace button again next to the binoculars, and this time you're going to replace it with the name of your main character that you want to set up with the add-on, and then you can use JoviX to copy it to all your other characters from there. It's important that it is exactly the way you used it in the game. So capital letters where they're supposed to be. If you use any special symbols. So for example, I have one character that's got a semicolon, or no, what is a single quote in apostrophe. That's what it is in the name. So, and the second part of that is not capitalized, so that I would type it exactly the way I typed it in the game. If you had weird special umlauts over your vowels or something like that, you could make sure you put those in there as well. It has to be exact. So get your character name typed in and hit the same thing, replace in all open documents. It's going to give you the same thing. This time there was only 16. Like I said, not all add-ons have character specific options. And that's pretty much it. Once you've replaced those two things, go ahead and hit this button. It's the thing that looks like a stack of floppy disks. It's next to the single floppy disk. It's the save all button. You can see if you hover over it, it tells you what it is. So go ahead and hit that, and it's going to save all of those files all at the same time. That's why Notepad++ is so cool for this. And then you can hit File, Close All. It closes them all. You can just close the program, and that's it. So now you have all these files are ready to go. The only thing left to do to get it set up is to actually move them to where your game is going to see them. So that's where you go here. You go to your username, your documents, Elder Scrolls Online, and the live folder. So, and in that folder you'll see, well, you'll see these. You won't see this because that's my thing, but you'll see saved variables, and you want to go in there. And the first thing you want to do is right click in the white space here and say new folder, and make a backup folder. And then you want to you can click the first one and then hold down shift and click the last one, and then basically select all the files and right click and copy, and then go into that backup folder you made and right click and paste. And that way you have a backup of all your current configurations for any add-ons that you currently have, which is nice if you wanted to go back or if you wanted to remove the UI, or if something gets messed up in a patch. Sometimes the add-on configurations break when the game gets patched. It's always a good idea to have a backup just for any reason, but specifically if you're going to be tweaking settings, you definitely want to be able to go back if something goes wrong. So go ahead and do that first. Then you want to go over to the folder, the UI folder, where we extracted the Phinix Addon-Powered UI, and where we just edited all the files to have your character name and account name. Go over there, select them all again, all these files we've now edited, right click and copy, so that will copy all of them. Go over to your saved variables folder and right click paste. Since you've backed them up, if you did, like you should, you will have this option here, and it's basically saying, if you had any add-ons from this UI already in here, do you want to go ahead and replace them? So what you want to do is go ahead and click on the do this for the next however many conflicts and hit the copy and replace button. So that's going to make sure that you actually get the changes that are included in this UI package. And that's done at this point. So now you can go ahead and close those windows, and that now is set up for your main character. So what you want to do is now go ahead and go into ESO. I probably should have loaded the launcher first, so I didn't have to wait for it to load. It's checking for updates and everything. Okay, so log into your ESO, and you want to log into, okay, first thing you want to go to add-ons, and there's a couple things here. You want to make sure all of the add-ons are checked, including JoviX, and you want to make sure this is checked, allow out-of-date add-ons, because all of the add-ons that I have described here are definitely compatible with the current version. It's just that nobody, the author maybe hasn't gone and edited the one little line in the text file that says the version of the current client. So it's saying it's out of date, but that doesn't mean anything. They still work fine. Nothing with the API has changed that actually prevents them from working. So go ahead and make sure that's checked. Make sure all of the add-ons are checked. Go back to your characters and log in as the character whose name you edited into those files. In my case, it's going to be this one here. Okay, so once you have logged on with your character, you should see all of the UI is set up. So basically what you want to do now is use the JoviX add-on settings transfer to get that copied over to your other characters. So what you do for that is just type /Jovast, Jovast, hit enter. That will bring up the add-on interface. Now, some people have said they have problems with Master Merchant and this add-on. I cannot replicate that for the life of me. I've actually been updating this add-on. I cannot. I've loaded Master Merchant, which I don't use, and had no problem with this add-on. But people keep saying that there's some problem. I can't make it do it. I don't know what to say. But what you probably would want to do if you did get an error with Master Merchant, if you use that, just temporarily disable Master Merchant. Go into your add-ons, find Master Merchant, uncheck it, and then a Reload UI button will appear here. Just hit that, and then hit the /Jovast. That way you won't be running into that error if you get it. Ideally, you know, you would only use the add-ons, be copying the add-ons from this UI package, but if you have other add-ons, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and copy those settings over as well. You can see the add-on names that it's copying here, but sometimes it's not really intuitive, like CMLD, if they use a weird name for their variables, you're not going to really know what that is. But by default, just go ahead and select the character. You can select the character on the left here you're copying from. Select the one that you had edited into the files that you're logged in as currently on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, select all the characters or unselect any characters. I always unselect the character that I'm copying from because I don't need to copy from it to the same character. But basically then make sure you've selected as green any characters that you want to copy the settings to. If for whatever reason you don't want a couple characters to get these settings, just uncheck them. And then once you've got that set up, just hit transfer settings. It's going to do its thing, it'll automatically reload the UI, and that's that. You should now have the same UI settings for all of your characters that you copied them to. And you can verify that, just go ahead and log out, and then log into any other character, and you should now have the exact same settings on all of your characters. So very cool. And then once that's done, you can actually go into your add-ons and uncheck the JoviX add-on settings transfer from the main character select screen. If you change add-ons from an individual character that's logged in, it only changes that for that character. But if you go to the main character select screen and go to add-ons, uncheck JoviX, that way it's not loading every time. You don't see the little, I guess it doesn't put it there anymore. It used to have a little message that said thanks for using JoviX or something like that, but since you're not going to use it, you might as well uncheck it. It saves on your add-on memory even though it doesn't really take much memory. But that's it. You can see here it's got all the add-ons loaded now, configured on all my characters. So this guy's got them too. It's got all the buffs lining up there on the left, or on the right, really nice. It's got my passive buffs, the mini-map, the toolbar, the cool target information. Like here you can see for players, it's got their class icon on the left, their alliance on the right, their alliance ranks, their veteran rank, their title, the buffs that they have above there. It's very cool. So that's pretty much it. That should get you going with the Phinix Addon-Powered UI. I can't say my own name today for some reason. And like I was saying, if you want now, you can log out, go into the add-ons here, and uncheck this, because you don't need that except for the one time that you do the transfer. And that should do it. You should be good to go. So I hope this was helpful. I will have all the links posted in the description and on the forum thread. And if you have any questions or you run into any issues, go ahead and send me a message or make a post, and I'll do the best I can to help you out. So I hope you do enjoy it and have fun.